Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So glad to be back here with you guys. Today we are going to officially talk about scheduling on Outschool. I know I promised I'd talk about last time and then I forgot because life got busy. So here I am talking about scheduling on Outschool. I'm going to show you what works for me. It may not work for you. You may have a different way to schedule. If you do, please leave it in the comments below. I always like learning from people and how they do things. But this is what has been working for me. I started Outschool. I signed up mid-May. By the time I got all my paperwork turned in and wrote my first class and got that approved and started scheduling, I started scheduling in June. So my first class was June 8, 2020. Okay, so what's cool is that when you are on the Outschool website, so let me show you the Outschool website, you can show your schedule in multiple different ways. Okay, so here's mine in the list format. Okay, that's nice and dandy, but it's confusing to me. So you can go by week and see a view to see where you're doing each class, which is kind of nice, so you can look at what time of day you're doing it. Or you can go by month and you can do the whole month. This looks like a lot, okay? I'm kind of one of those people who are, it's not quite part-time, but not quite full-time. Like if I had more time, I could do it more. And I could be the ones who could do, 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, but I can't. I have 2 young kids at home. I have a 4-year-old and a 10-month-old. My 10-month-old still has 2 naps a day. So as you can see down here at the bottom, I have one for about 7 a.m. She's still asleep. This is after I teach VIP kid. One at 11 when her first nap is, and one at 3 or 3:30 when her second nap is. And then that's it. That's all I can do per day. It has to be when she's napping. My 4-year-old can be entertained by the TV, and so I let her watch TV for like a half hour while I just do one class, and then I'm back playing with her or recording videos. So right now she's having fun in the other room. We had to get to that point. So this was my June schedule. Okay, so let me give you the stats for the June schedule in case you're wondering. I had a spattering of all over the board. I had many classes with 1 learners, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I had one section that was a full section. And that was this one right here on the 20th, this 11 a.m., my mixing colors class. That's when it started gaining some traction. So in June, I worked 8 classes, okay? I'm not counting this first, second, third, fourth, that's July. So if you go June 8th, June 30th, we're only talking about 8 classes here. And actually this 3 p.m. did not happen on the 20th because that had no learners and I forgot to cancel it, so it's still there. Oh well. So 8 classes. My classes are 30-minute classes because they're for the younger age group, ages like 3 to 7, which realistically, a half an hour in front of the computer is long enough for them, so it's good. So in 4 hours of work, I earned $168. Now, the money that I'm telling you is the money that I actually get to have in my PayPal, okay? I charge the parents more. Outschool takes 30% off the top, and I get the rest. So I never even see that 30%. I never have to pay it to Outschool. They just take it off the top, and I just get the rest. So if I charge $10 for a class, I will receive $7 per student. So I just have to keep that in mind when I set the prices, that I will not be getting $10 per student. I will be getting $7 per student. Okay, so the money I see, and I get emails every day saying, this class, this is the title of the class you taught, this is how many students you had, this is the day you taught it, and here's how much money we are putting into your PayPal account. So we combine it all together, I earned $168 in June. Not bad. It was a slow start. I was still figuring out how to fit it into our schedule, so it's kind of all over the place as I made classes and put them in. Now, I took a break from VIP Kid starting July 1st. Okay, I said I need to take a break from morning teaching, so I amped up my Outschool, and I came up with this themed class for the 4th of July, I did a 4th of July craft, and we're doing this every day, twice a day, we're getting it in there, because I knew that I might only have a week to work with it. I mean, by the time the 4th or 5th came around, people were done with 4th of July. So I did 2 here on the 1st, 1 on the 2nd, and then a popular one, 3 on the 3rd, 1 on the 4th. I think I threw an extra one in on, here we are again, I don't work Sundays, that's my choice. I did 1 on the 6th, and then that's it. They stopped losing interest. But I punched those out, and I got some good money because I made a theme and just get my name out there. And I think that helped. It helped me finding a theme, a holiday, to say I'm going to fit this niche for a week. And I knew that was not going to be my full-time income, but I knew I could probably get a punchy week out there. And I've had a few people attend future classes that went to this fireworks class. That's kind of cool that they came back for another class. So I really ramped it up in July. We're doing this. So I did at least 2 or 3 every day, a 7, 11, and a 3:30. My Wednesdays were different because my daughter went to preschool from 12 to 3. And so I went over to my parents' house, which is halfway between me and the preschool. Just hung out there. They watched my youngest daughter, and I did 2 classes almost back to back on Wednesday afternoons. So those are whirlwind days. Really, I just dropped my daughter at preschool, come back to their house, teach a class at 1 to 1:30, then from 1:45 to 2:15, pack up my stuff, get back to preschool to pick her up at 3. Those are crazy days, but they've been really good days for income. I had a babysitter. It was great. And so this is July. Now July, as you can see, there's a lot of classes on here. In July, I made myself a cheat sheet. I printed it off. In July, I had 20 sold out classes. My sold out classes are between 6 to 7 to 8 people, okay, depending on what the class is. 6 is the max for most of them. I did go to 8 for a few of them because they had their parents nearby, so I feel like I could do 8 for the younger kids. I did 51 classes total. So 20 sold out classes out of 51 is not bad. I had 3 with 5 learners and a bunch lower than that. I had 4 learners, 3, 2, and 1. I did have 8 classes this month with only 1 learner. And I went ahead and taught those 1 learners because I was hoping that last minute somebody else would join in. You know, it has happened where people join in within an hour of the class. So I went ahead and just did it with those people. Sometimes I gave them an option saying, hey guys, you're the only one here. Do you want to just do one-on-one, or do you want to be transferred to a different section that has learners? And sometimes I totally forgot to give the option, and I logged in the Zoom. I said, hey, guess what, guys? It's just you and me. Isn't that great? We're going to have so much fun together. Make it a positive thing. And just have fun with them and have their mic on and just kind of talk to them, kind of like you would in VIP Kid or some other ESL company. It's just one-on-one. I'm used to that. But some people, you know, want to have that group interaction. So it's nice giving the choice. So overall, in July 2020, I taught 51 classes, which is 25 and a half hours because all of my classes are 30-minute classes. That's what I'm doing. But you can do yours whatever time you want. I saw a bunch of students. I think it was like, okay, so in June I got 27 students. In July, I saw way more students than that. I wrote down the wrong number, so let me look it up real quick. It was a lot of students that I saw. In July, I taught 206 students over the span of 51 classes. And I brought in $1,317.75. It's pretty cool. So that was nice. For taking 2 weeks off from VIP Kid and just doing Outschool, I was able to almost meet what I lost. So that's kind of nice. So it kind of broke even that month. I'm back at VIP Kid. I'm bringing that up again, so now I can kind of do double income. So recap is June was 8 classes equals 4 hours, and that was $168 for the first trial month, okay? In July, I taught 51 classes, and that was a total of 25 and a half hours. And I earned $1,317.75. Now this is after Outschool has taken out the 30%, so I charge more than this. Now in August, I have a whole lot lined up, and I'm gonna keep on going on that, okay? So in August, this is what I have so far. My weeks are filling up. Today is the 10th right here. We had 2 classes today. I have things scheduled out about 2 weeks in advance. Sometimes the parents will schedule a class for me because I've given them availability. I tell them I can work these days at 7 a.m., 11 a.m., or 3 p.m. And then if they want that day, they will just make a section and go, okay, let's do this. I have an ongoing class going here. So I try to schedule out 2 weeks in advance. Now, if you look closely, there's not a whole lot of rhyme or reason with my days. I don't have a consistent Monday I'm doing this, Tuesday doing this, Wednesday this, Thursday this. What I'm trying to do is make a spattering of classes. I know I can do 7, 11, 3. So I take my 7, 11, 3, I take my 5 or 6 or 7 classes I can do, and I go, and I mix them all up so that when somebody looks at my, say, Skittles class, they see a Tuesday offering, they see a 7 a.m., they see a Thursday at 3, they see a Wednesday at 11, they see a little bit of each one, because sometimes one time will work better than another time. If I just say 7 a.m. for class 1 all the time, well, it's not going to reach all the demographics. If I just say 11 o'clock, it's not going to reach everybody. But if I give a mixture, I can kind of figure out what class is booking when the best. And so far, they're all booking about the same, which doesn't really help. It kind of does, kind of doesn't. I can't figure out a rhyme or reason of what time works best for each class. It just is what it is. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Now, we're coming into the end of summer. We're moving into September. I'm working on some more academic classes. I will still offer my science classes for the younger kids. I will experiment with different times, but really I have to do the times that work in my schedule. And it may not work in everybody's schedule as a student when they're going back to school. So I really don't know what's going to happen in September. Right now, this is just fun money, extra money. It'd be hard if I had to do this as a consistent or make a goal for this. I just have to go from here and figure out where I want to go. Just kind of play it by ear and just see what works. So I'm hoping to keep the momentum going. When I make the schedule for each class, I only give 3 or 4 options per class. That's all I do. So if we look at my rainbows class, let's look at a class real quick. If I click on the class title at the top, here's what I have available for that class. I only give 3 choices. 3 or 4 choices max per class because I want them to fill up. If I open up 2 or 3 weeks worth and I give 10 options, I'll get one learner, one. I don't want that. I want to fill each one up because I want to make my time the most worth it. If I'm going to sit here and I'm going to use my supplies that I'm buying for these classes, I want to have a full class. I'd rather not just have one person in the class. So I only give 3 or 4 choices per each class, but once it gets down to like 2 choices left, I'll pop another choice in. Or if one class has a lot filled, like full, like sweet, then I'll add another one in. So I've got some that have more than 3 because they are my most popular classes. Like this one was the most popular class. And so this one, I do have 5 available. One is full, and some of them are filling up. They're a bit slower this week, but I try to keep it flowing. I never want to get to the point that I have no options available because then people are going to stop looking at my classes. and people are not going to schedule that class. I've got a few classes that I made at the beginning that I don't really like anymore, so I stopped scheduling those classes. I'm like, no, we're done with that. But if you do that, if you say, oh, I forgot to open up my schedule, then no one's going to book those classes. You have to keep the momentum going. Don't ever stop. Okay, always have at least 1 or 2 options per class if you want to keep it rolling. You want to show that you're active in there. Okay, so never let it go empty, but don't give too much, kind of that in-between range. Okay, so that's what working for me. That's what I did my first 2 months. And it shows all the way to the end of July. And I think I'm doing pretty good. Some people are doing way more than I can, and I can bring in $1,000 a week. That's awesome. I'm not there yet. I don't have the time to do that. But I'm not super part-time, only doing 1 class a day. I'm kind of in between. And so you do what works for you and be happy with the results that you have. Okay, you decide if it's fun money or if this is necessary money and how you want to approach it. So sorry for the long movie, but there you are, and have a wonderful day. Just in time too, because my baby just woke up. Bye everyone.